Hello everyone and welcome. This is an informational video about the ongoing US 11 quarter study for Mattydale. The study continues to evolve and is anticipated to be complete by the summer of 2022. The information presented will inform a follow-up Q&A session. We invite you to attend and encourage you to share your thoughts. Additional session details are provided at the end of this video. The Syracuse Metropolitan Transportation Council, SMTC for short, agreed to conduct this study at the request of the Town of Salina and the Syracuse Onondaga County Planning Agency, also known as SACPA. For those who may not be familiar with us, SMTC is the Local Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, for the Syracuse region. Our region includes all of Onondaga County and a few adjacent towns in Oswego and Madison counties. Every urban area in the United States with more than 50,000 people has an MPO. The SMTC's role is to foster continuous, cooperative, and comprehensive planning. This includes developing a long-range transportation plan, prioritizing capital funding for transportation projects, and conducting studies of specific transportation issues at the community level, such as this corridor study. Federal funds are dedicated exclusively for our planning studies, so there is no direct cost to a local community when we undertake a local study. For more information, please see our website at www.smtcmpo.org. My name is Michael Alexander. I'm a Senior Transportation Planner with SMTC. I'm glad you are joining us today, and I look forward to hearing from you at the Q&A session. Early in the process, Salina and SACPA indicated that they would like to encourage more public and private investment along Brewerton Road. The town would like to locate shops, stores, residences, and workplaces close together in a town center theme. A major objective is to improve mobility for all road users. In addition to drivers, this includes those who walk, bike, and take the bus along the corridor. These images serve as quick examples of town center themes. They are just examples. One is of Erie Station Village in Rochester, New York. The other two are in Kentlands, which is in Maryland. The study area includes Brewerton Road from Lawrence Ave, north of I-81, to Factory Ave, south of the Thruway. 3 agencies own roads within the study area. US 11 is owned by the New York State Department of Transportation. The state also owns I-81. A major road of interest is LeMoyne Ave, which is owned by the county DOT. The county also owns a few other roads in the area, and most neighborhood roads are owned by the town of Salina. The study provides an opportunity for the community and the agencies who own the roads to come together and envision big picture options about what the long-term future could hold. Due to ongoing public health concerns, we've opted to conduct virtual sessions for all meetings and presentations. SMTC's role is to orchestrate this effort and make a planning level determination if the ideas are reasonable to consider as big picture options, or if they should be ruled out due to some impracticality, which we refer to as a fatal flaw assessment. Ideas that pass the initial fatal flaw assessment are presented for your feedback. Given the high-level nature of the study, many ideas may require additional vetting at an engineering level that is beyond the scope of this study. If the community chose to advance any of the ideas in the coming years, specific design and mitigation details would need to be worked out as part of subsequent design, engineering, and environmental review efforts. For over a year, SMTC has engaged with the Study Advisory Committee. As listed, the committee is comprised of town, county, and state representatives who have authority over the various roadways. Agencies such as Central and SACPA also participate. Together, we have studied the US 11 corridor and have developed a few big picture ideas that we would like to share with you for your feedback. Draft concept plan options are presented later in this presentation. These ideas represent a long-term vision only. There's no proposal to build or construct anything. First, we started by assessing existing conditions. For instance, we learned that Mattydale tends to have lower levels of vehicle ownership than other local suburbs, as well as a higher percentage of residents that walk, bike, or ride a bus to work. We also considered bus stop locations, routes, and ridership. Mattydale's bus routes ranked 17 out of 26 based on number of riders. A few years ago, 14 Mattydale residents responded to a bus ridership survey. About half indicated that they do not own a car, and 75% use the bus to commute to work. We also documented sidewalk and crosswalk locations as shown. Bike lanes do not exist, and there are few crosswalks. New York Bike Route 11, which follows Route 11 across the entire state, detours around Mattydale. The Bear Trap Creek Trail also does not extend north into the town of Clay. We also assessed crashes for a 5-year period. During that time, no fatal crashes occurred. As shown, crash rates are highest near I-81. The darker lines and the larger circles indicate higher crash rates on road segments and intersections. Although not shown, crashes involving bicyclists tended to occur along Route 11, whereas crashes involving a pedestrian tended to occur along the side streets. Many businesses along Brewton Road have closed and remained vacant throughout the years. This presents opportunities to redevelop properties or reoccupy existing buildings. We also considered how increased vacancy rates along the corridor may have impacted traffic volumes. The map shows the most current annual average daily traffic volumes and the number of lanes by direction of travel. The current volume of around 21,000 represents a 27% decrease in volume during a recent 8-year period. This begs the question, how many travel lanes would be necessary if underutilized areas developed to their maximum potential? The next few slides cover the fatal flaw assessment. For 3 underutilized areas, we calculated the maximum development potential based on a hypothetical zone change to R5 mixed use, which supports the envisioned town center development patterns. The 3 areas include the Mattydale Shopping Center, the former skating rink property, and the area near LeMoyne Ave and Malloy Road, which we refer to as Mattydale Commons. We developed draft concept plans to illustrate what these areas could look like if built to their maximum potential under an R5 zone. The 4th underutilized area includes Northern Lights. We assumed that the building footprint would remain the same and that all vacant space would be fully reoccupied. We developed a concept plan that illustrates potential access and circulation improvements to the overall plaza design. Lastly, for context, we show here in black potential network extension options for the Bear Trap Creek Trail along the east side of US 11 as well as along the western side of Roxborough Road. Extending a shared use pathway along the east side of US 11 would likely be contingent on reducing a travel lane. Richfield Boulevard, in red, connects to the existing trailhead. Shared lane markings or bike lanes could be considered. More study is required to determine the feasibility for any of these ideas. Calculating the maximum development potential for these areas, if the zoning was updated to an R5 mixed use, provides the inputs needed to run our fatal flaw assessment and develop concept planned examples. Maximum development calculations include about 160 new households and about 350,000 square feet of commercial space. This equates to about 1,000 new jobs. Next, we use our travel demand model for our fatal flaw assessment. The model is calibrated for our region. It provides information for current conditions and future conditions for the year 2050. To assess development impacts on the road system, the model requires 2 additional inputs, the number of new jobs and the number of new households. The model can then forecast the percent change in traffic volume and the VC ratio. This information will tell us how much of the roadway's capacity is likely to be utilized in the future. The model can also assess big picture changes to the road system. We assess 2 road options that include the maximum development potential. The first road option is to keep all roads the same. This would maintain the same number of travel lanes as shown on the map. The second option is to reduce US 11 by 1 lane in each direction for these circled locations, and to redirect LeMoyne Ave to US 11 via Boulevard Street. This would open the area as indicated by the X for new development. We included the maximum development calculations and wanted to know how much traffic would increase by the year 2050 for the evening peak hour under both road options. If US 11 in LeMoyne remains the same under option 1, future 2050 results indicate that traffic will increase 5 to 10% along both roads, and that less than 33% of the capacity will be used along both roads. Next, we compared the future results for option 1 against the future results for option 2. Again, option 2 repurposes one lane in each direction for other enhancements along US 11 and redirects LeMoyne to US 11 via Boulevard Street to open land for development. Under option 2, traffic volumes decrease along US 11 in LeMoyne. For US 11, traffic decreases by 10 to 20% and less than 35% of US 11's capacity is used. For LeMoyne, south of Boulevard Street, traffic decreases as much as 50% and less than 20% of LeMoyne's capacity is used. As mentioned, under option 2, the model shows traffic volumes decreasing along US 11 and LeMoyne Ave within the study area compared to option 1. Interestingly, the model indicates that the decrease will include more than just the new traffic associated with the envisioned development. This suggests that there is a lot of cut-through traffic that currently travels along both roads, which does not originate or stop within Mattydale. Some traffic may find it more desirable to take another route if lanes along US 11 and LeMoyne are repurposed for other enhancements. The map shown highlights the study area and circles the road extents outside of the study area where the model suggests traffic volumes increase. Knowing where traffic may increase helps inform the agencies who have authority over these roads. The model results indicate that, even at maximum development, there's likely to be significant roadway capacity available under both road scenarios. This is a high-level, corridor-wide fatal flaw assessment. An additional study at an engineering level is required to address specific details. However, as a planning-level study, the model's results suggest that it is not unreasonable to consider both road scenarios as potential options, and that maximizing development potential is not dependent on keeping the same number of lanes. The 4 concept plans shown in the remaining slides provide big picture ideas of what things could look like and how lane space could be repurposed for other mobility enhancements, such as on-street parking, access management, bikeway and sidewalk options, extending the Bear Trap Creek Trail, and improved access to bus stops. Although some lane enhancements could occur if the number of lanes remain the same, more options may exist if some lane space becomes available for other uses. Therefore, the concepts show these additional enhancements under option 2, the repurposed lane space scenario. As shown, some locations near the Mattydale Shopping Center are constrained by floodplains. Although the shopping center could remain the same, the town asked us to also re-envision any unconstrained floodplain areas as a town center development. The big picture idea about to be shown is a long-term concept that reflects the town's expressed vision. It's not a proposed site plan for development. As envisioned, a zone change to R5 mixed use could allow 90 new residential units and about 22,000 square feet of commercial space. Undeveloped floodplain areas could be restored to natural conditions and serve as a vegetated buffer. The layout is a traditional 4-corner Main Street theme. The 3 dark-colored buildings have ground floor commercial and upper floor residential. The 7 light-colored buildings are apartments. On-street parking is indicated by the blue lines. Parking lots are located behind the buildings with driveways opposite each other at mid-block points for safety. A bus pull-off area along US 11 has sidewalks that connect to the site. Sidewalks are shown as white dotted lines throughout the site and along US 11. Stop bar and crosswalk locations are shown. The Bear Trap Creek Trail is shown extended to US 11 and to Enders Drive. A bike and pedestrian side path is shown along the eastern side of US 11. We'd like to know, do you like this big picture idea? Are there features that you would add or remove? Although it's not shown, one idea to enhance safety along US 11 could be to prevent left turns into and out of Hinsdale Road. How do you feel about this idea? Again, what is about to be shown is another long-term concept and not a proposal for development. Although big lots could remain the same, the town asked us to show the former skating rink location and the big lots as one town center theme. As envisioned, a zone change to R5 could allow 60 residential units and 36,000 square feet of commercial space. Here's a fun fact that influenced our concept. Frank Baum's boyhood home, known as Roselawn, once existed where the former skating rink building previously stood. Roselawn was a 5-acre estate surrounded by rose gardens and orchards. To celebrate our local history, we show a Roselawn-themed park surrounded by buildings that have sight lines and sidewalks in between them to entice visitation to the park. Hemlock Ave provides access to properties. Driving north, there is no left turn into the site due to the median. Access is via Bernard Ave at the signalized intersection with US 11, from there to Roxborough Road and then to Hemlock. Another historical fact, Brewden Road was one of the country's first plank roads, constructed of hemlock. Hemlock has a yellow hue, so it is speculated that Frank Baum used this as inspiration for the yellow brick road. As a tribute to our local history, we thought it would be fitting to show this new road as Hemlock Ave. The dark buildings along US 11 have ground floor commercial and upper floor residential. The light-colored buildings are residential only and consist of townhomes and apartments. Sidewalks are shown as white dotted lines. 2 shared-use pathways are shown, one along the western side of Roxborough Road, the other along the east side of US 11. On-street parking is shown as blue lines, and parking lots are located behind the buildings. Do you like this big picture idea? Are there features that you would add or remove? While coming from the south to access the site, how do you feel about having to drive around the block via Bernard Ave to Roxborough Road to Hemlock Ave to access the site? The Mattydale Commons concept is the third area re-envisioned as a town center under a hypothetical zone change to R5 mixed use. As about to be shown, this concept went one step further by redirecting LeMoyne Ave to US 11 via Boulevard Street. This opens land for new development and simplifies how drivers, walkers, bicyclists, and bus riders would use US 11 in this area. However, such a change to LeMoyne would impact the county's highway network. The county DOT shared several concerns about this idea. They indicated a lot of additional detailed study would be required. They also indicated that it may be necessary for the town to take ownership of LeMoyne Ave between Boulevard Street and Factory Ave if such a change were ever to occur. Although a lot of additional study would be required, the initial fatal flaw assessment determined that, at this point, it is not unreasonable to explore this big picture idea further. As mentioned with the other scenarios, the option always remains to keep the road network as it currently exists. Currently, US 11 is 6 lanes wide north of Brookfield and 4 lanes wide to the south. As shown, US 11 would become 4 lanes wide throughout this area. One idea shown is to potentially extend US 11's center median across from Brookfield. This could improve traffic flow and safety along US 11. Crosswalks are shown to allow people to visit the community memorial in the center median. However, extending the median would prohibit left turns into and out of Brookfield. How do you feel about extending the median at this location? Also, redirecting LeMoyne Ave allows space to be repurposed for up to 6 new residential units and 7,200 square feet of commercial space. This is shown as 3 new mixed-use buildings labeled A, B, and C. The 3 new buildings would front US 11 with parking in the rear. Their frontage aligns visually with the curved frontage of the other buildings along the same side of the street. The alignment and mixed-use design can reinforce this area as a town center. Ridgefield Boulevard is shown extending across US 11 to LeMoyne Street. This could provide safer access to LeMoyne Street from US 11. To prevent drivers from cutting through the neighborhood, LeMoyne Street is shown without a direct connection to US 11. Extending Ridgefield also provides access to the new buildings. Do you feel that these ideas improve safety and access to LeMoyne Street? A community park is shown east of Plaza Drive. Plaza Drive is a driveway into the Mattydale Plaza only. It would not connect to Boulevard Street at LeMoyne Ave. New sidewalks are shown throughout the concept as white dots. On-street parking is shown as blue lines north of Malloy. Lastly, the Bear Trap Creek Trail has an existing trailhead at Ridgefield Boulevard. Ridgefield is shown with sharrows to accommodate bikes and to direct trail users to US 11. A new shared-use path is shown extending north from Ridgefield at US 11. The pathway would cross at Brookfield and continue north along the corridor's east side. Overall, what do you think about this concept plan? Lastly, due to floodplain constraints, we envision the Northern Lights Plaza remaining the same, but at full occupancy with no vacant stores. The long-term concept about to be shown is not a proposal to make changes, nor does it have to occur as the buildings already exist. This concept shows one big picture idea about how access to and throughout the property could be enhanced. Green space could be incorporated along US 11 and used for landscaping and stormwater retention, which would create a water feature next to the plaza. The internal road network directs the flow of vehicle and bus traffic, and the bus stop would remain within the plaza. Parking lots could be encircled by green space as shown. An extensive sidewalk network, shown as white dots, directs walkers to crosswalks, which are shown as white lines. The Bear Trap Creek Trail extends along the eastern side of US 11 and extends under I-81 into the town of Clay. Reducing a travel lane may make this potentially feasible, but additional study is required. Site access at the existing signal shows one inbound lane and two right turn outbound lanes. This too would require additional future study. The rightmost outbound lane could direct drivers to South Bay Road into I-81 northbound on-ramp, while the leftmost turn lane could direct drivers north along US 11, which also allows them to eventually loop back to the south under I-81 and connect to the I-81 southbound lanes. The loss of existing parking spaces is one trade-off to this type of idea. Overall, we'd like to know what you think about this big picture concept. This planning process brainstorms a long-term vision for the corridor. The big picture ideas presented have passed an initial fatal flaw assessment, yet many would require additional study. There is no proposal to build or construct anything. Our intent is to generate discussions about ideas to spur public and private investment along the corridor. As a long-term vision, we would like to know what you think about these various ideas. We invite you to participate on a virtual question and answer session scheduled for Monday, January 31st, 2022, from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pre-registration is required. You can register at smtcmpo.org/Mattydale study. Once registered, you will receive an email with an invitation link. We will not show this video nor give a formal presentation at the session. We will incorporate all comments into the final report, which is anticipated for completion by the summer of 2022. I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Town of Salina, the Study Advisory Committee, and myself for taking the time to view this video. We look forward to hearing from you.